Hi, I'm Haley Selleck, nurse practitioner at First Responder Health and Wellness, and today we're going to talk so much further about testosterone and cortisol in 5 minutes to better health. So, the last episode, we really talked about testosterone and why it matters for energy and strength, recovery, mood, performance, and really why checking only total testosterone often misses the mark. So, today we're going to go deeper into cortisol and testosterone, and we really need to optimize one and understand the other. And we need to balance all of the hormones here. And so balancing the cortisol with the testosterone is key. So cortisol and testosterone have an inverse relationship. Cortisol is your primary stress hormone. Testosterone is your primary anabolic or building hormone, and one mobilizes energy for survival. The other supports repair, muscle growth, motivation, and long-term performance. So in short bursts, cortisol is helpful. We need it. It helps you respond under pressure. But when stress becomes chronic due to shift work, sleep disruption, trauma exposure, overtraining, underfueling, or constant mental load, cortisol stays elevated and can become dysregulated. When that happens, the body prioritizes survival over performance. And physiologically speaking, higher cortisol or erratic cortisol really suppresses testosterone production and the signaling in several ways. First is chronic cortisol elevation reduces the signaling from the brain to the testes or the ovaries. That means lower production over time. And the second is that stress increases the sex hormone binding globulin in some individuals. And so, which this then can lower the free testosterone, and that's the usable portion of testosterone. So, even a total testosterone appears normal. The third is chronic stress increases inflammation and disrupts insulin sensitivity, and both of these impair testosterone production and the cellular response. Fourth is poor sleep, often driven by cortisol dysregulation, which directly lowers testosterone levels. Even 1 week of restricted sleep has been shown to significantly reduce testosterone in healthy men. So, when someone presents with fatigue, reduced strength, poor recovery, low motivation, and suboptimal labs, the question isn't just, is testosterone low? The better question is really why. If cortisol rhythm is disrupted, simply raising testosterone may not fully correct the symptoms. So, you might improve the lab numbers without really restoring that true resilience. And so, this is why in clinical practice, we evaluate cortisol patterns alongside the testosterone, not in isolation. For men, this often explains why symptoms persist despite normal total testosterone levels. And for women, cortisol driven suppression can contribute to similar symptoms as men, but low energy, reduced strength, mood instability, diminished recovery, even when those estrogen levels appear normal in women. So, restoring balance doesn't always mean aggressive intervention. Often it starts with just some fundamentals. So, improving sleep consistency, stabilizing blood sugar with adequate protein intake, reducing excessive high intensity training when the recovery is poor, addressing inflammation, strategically targeting supplements and targeted supplements can really be helpful too. So, when cortisol rhythms improve, testosterone signaling often improves as well. And this is not about eliminating stress. We know that first responders will always have stress exposure. The goal is really increasing that recovery capacity and that resilience. So, thinking about cortisol as the gas pedal and testosterone as that rebuilding system. So, if the gas pedal is constantly pressed down, the rebuilding process ultimately slows. Optimizing performance means knowing when to push and when to reset. In the next episode, we'll talk about practical strategies to restore cortisol rhythm and support anabolic recovery without compromising operational readiness.